attributes that he needs to know? Or do you have to scale back some when he's in there?
No, so surprisingly, he knows it. It's just that the issue is when bullets are flying, can you remember? Can you maintain it? So I think that through the course of the season, especially late in the season, there was a situation where as a freshman you kind of hit that wall and you lose your sense of urgency. But no, in terms of the ability to understand the offense, no, he's got it.
Yeah, are you pretty? Where are you in terms of percentages of definitely knowing if you're going to play one of the true freshmen? Do you have to play one of the true freshmen, or would you like to? Because if you don't, you go into next year with just two scholarship guys at
Right. I think ideally in this offense at that position, you like to redshirt them all. Zach would have benefited from a redshirt, but just like the question that you're asking, we had to project ahead, knowing that going into this season, we'd only have two scholarship guys. So I think that you'd like to be able to see if one of those guys can play and help you, even if it's in a role type situation. But then you also got to ask the question, where's the cutoff between not getting the maximum amount out of that year, whereas because both those guys are going to be better, just like Andre as a fifth-year guy, than they are as a true freshman.
Because there's not a clear Spiller or Elliott, can that breed competition and make them more successful because the guys can see that opportunity in front of them?
Oh yeah. And even when you have one of those guys, you try to create it, that same competition. And last year, those guys were chasing Andre, just as hard as if Andre wasn't there. But obviously, in the back of their mind, I think it does play in some that they're looking at the situation and saying, well, I can, if I do what I'm supposed to, separate myself to be that guy.
With Gallman, the size, and he's a little more upright like Brooks. He's somebody you could use, in and around, put in the slot, be a little more versatile.
The playing in the slot, I still have to assess where he's at just from a receiver type ability standpoint. What you saw out of him in high school was he was in the wing tee, sometimes in the eye, and he was getting the handoff and taking it. You did see a couple balls caught out of the backfield. So to project him as a slot guy with what we do in the offense and how effective that guy has to be, it's tough to say that right now without having to put my hands on him.
Right.
But with him, he's another one that I think that once he grows into his frame, and with first he can be a versatile guy, and he's a physical guy too, right, which goes back to his roots as being a defensive player.